Guys, it's time for us to wake up and realize what Archimedes sold us was a distraction. If we'd use our brains for a quick second, we'd realize that if we want to know about something, we don't make something with different properties and study it. We study the thing we're wondering about. Do I think Archimedes knew the true value of pi? Yes, I do, because his father was what we would call today an astronomer. But they didn't have that word back then. That word came along in the 14th century. What they were called back then was a Chaldean. And if you remember in the Bible, Daniel from Babylon was head over the Chaldeans, over the soothsayers, the magicians, the Magi's, the wise men. He got the wisdom from God, and he's the one that taught them all. But Archimedes, see, he worked for the king, and his king was his relative. And what he did for the king was he was part of the military. He designed catapults. He was head of the military equipment. And he was very good at keeping his stuff secret. That they said that he didn't even write it down. But I'm about to show you how easily Archimedes stumbled upon the circle that will keep changing the world. I believe Archimedes was already taught the scale of the circle, but if he would have taken the height of the circle equal to the radius and divided by the width of the circle, it would give him a ratio that was equal to the value of the radius. And whenever you do that, 1 divided by 1.732050876, you get the square root of 0.3 repeating, which is 0.57735026919. Given this section of circle the value of 1 or 100 degrees. Archimedes' head wasn't stuck in a box, so he understood that 180 divided by pi was not only going to tell him how many degrees the radius is worth, but he understood that that's the formula to finding the radius of another circle, where 1.8 is the half circumference to go with his radius of 0.57735026919. Upon further investigation of this circle, the equilateral triangle that's 1 in length, the equilateral triangle height reciprocates the diameter of the circle. So whenever you multiply them together, it equals this section of the circle, which is the equilateral triangle length, squared. And all the squares to the triangle and the circle originate from this circle. We haven't touched the surface on this, but how God created the circle and the equilateral triangle with the same measurements. The circle you just seen, the curvature of that circle is equal to the square root of 3.